It's not that your wife doesn't want to have sex. It's that she doesn't want to have sex with you. Hearing mommy all day, cooking the meals, cleaning up, crumbs, making your food, making sure the dentist appointments get made and your doctor's appointment. And at the end of the day, she does dinner, bath time, bedtime. And then you keep walking behind her, slapping her ass. And then, she finally is doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, disassociating. And you put your little nub against her ass and ask if she wants to get down. No, I don't. Just be an active parent. Anticipate her needs. See her as a woman, not just as your wife, not just as the mother of your children, as a woman. Treat her as such.
I think women are delusional. I'm just saying. I do. And listen, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I get it. But I think, and I was delusional at one point too. Where I thought my husband could read my mind, and when he come from work, he just knows what I need, even though he'll ask, hey, what you need me to do or whatever. Very accommodating, even after getting off of work. I thought he should read my mind and know what I need him to do at the moment when he's been at work all day. I think that's one of the dumbest things that women do. These men aren't mind readers. Listen, if your husband comes in a room and you're doing something and you need some help, say something. Tell him that you need some help. Open your mouth and say, hey, hon, can you bathe the kids for me? I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this and I'm a little overwhelmed. Can you do that? A lot of times if you just open your mouth and tell the man what it is that you want. Y'all got to stop thinking that these men are mind readers. They're not. Sometimes you just have to open your mouth and say what it is that I've been there, done that, so I get it. And you stress yourself out more than anything with this type of mentality. And I don't know where we get this from, because my mother didn't teach me any of it. It's just an innate thing that I think women have, where they think a man is supposed to anticipate their every need. And he's a goddamn human being. He's not a robot. He's not a mind reader. He doesn't have a magic globe that he can just know what you need and what you want. These men are human beings, baby. They not focused on you 24/7. If he comes into the room and if he pats you on your backside, you should be grateful that he at least acknowledging you and he's interested in you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand. Women need to rethink how you think, because a lot of it is just, it could be very annoying and men won't tell you, and you stress yourself out because it's annoying to you, really. At the end of the day, because you end up stressing yourself out with the overload and not saying what you want. A lot of times women make these things harder. I did it. I know. Trust me. And this is why, I say a lot of times we put the stress on ourselves. You have a loving husband there, but you're looking to find a way to find fault in him. You're looking to find a way to blame him for something. When he has not been combative, he has not said, hey, I would never watch the kids, or I'm not gonna, or I don't. No, you make it up in your minds a lot of times now. A lot of times women make it up in their minds to think that, oh my God, it's so much stress. Everything is all on me. I got to do this. I got to do that. You overwhelm yourself. When all you got to do is say, hey, can you do this? Can you do X, Y, Z? I'm doing this. And they don't have a problem with it for the most part. And, and I'm not saying that, because listen, you might be in a marriage with a man who don't want to do any of that, and he's just not, that's just not his thing. That's just y'all dynamic and you're water. That's a different story. But in most cases, a lot of these men don't have a problem with you delegating something in the household, especially if they're dealing with their kids. They love their kids too. They don't mind doing these things. I did it personally. I get it because I did it. I'm like, I just took on all of the stress. I just took it on and just bottled it in and just made my own narrative, created my own narrative as to why all of it, I'm doing so much, I'm so stressed out, this and that. When I could easily say, hey, take the babe. Can you take the babe while I go to get a shower or take, feed them while I go, take a nap or whatever. And he had no problem doing it. He didn't say, oh, I can't do this. No, he did it. He didn't have a problem. He doesn't have a problem taking care of his kids and helping in a responsibility as much as he could, because he has to go out and work too. But even coming home from a long day's work, he didn't have a problem feeding his kids. He didn't have a problem bathing them if I hadn't gotten to it or if I was busy doing. He didn't have no problem whatsoever. But in my mind, I was creating this narrative as if he did have a problem. So I'm not saying this is her case, but I think in a lot of cases, women create this monster of an issue in their own heads, and then they blame the men, but you don't even ask them if to help. A lot of times you just take on the mantle because you're the woman and you want to feel like it's all on me. I got it all. I'll never get no rest. I can't never. When you don't even ask, you don't even open your mouth. You can't just sit here and just act as if, these men are mind readers. If you want something, you got to open your mouth and say what you want. Men are not like us. We try to figure things out and try to do all these things, and no, you got to tell them you got to open your mouth and voice what it is that you want for them to understand. Hey, could you do this? I would need, I got busy doing this. I need help. Could you help me do this? Could you do this? And a lot of times you'll see it's not as hard as you think. You put too much pressure and stress on yourself, but you blame the men when they can't read your mind and just anticipate your every move of where you might need them to help out. Say what it is that you want, in my opinion. That's how it worked for me. Let's continue.
And yeah, sex sounds like a good idea. But until then, there's some lotion in the cabinet. I'll see you in the morning. If you want me to be a freak, you put those babies in the sheets. If you want some head, put the babies to bed. And that's just free advice from me to you. Have a good day.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's difficult. Why is that? Is that a hard thing? I don't think it's a hard thing for a man to do. I don't think they would oppose that. I don't think most men, if y'all are at home and the kids, it's bedtime and you're busy doing something else. Oh, hon, can you go put them to bed? Usually they're better at it because the kids don't give them no pushback. The kids will listen to the fathers. He can get them in the bed and probably get them to go to sleep quicker than you can. So I don't think that would be a problem for most men. So hey, hon, can you put the kids to bed? And I can go take a shower, or I can go do this, and it'll alleviate some of the things that you have to do, and then we can get to that action. And I still don't think that women should be denying that from their husbands anyway. Even if he didn't put the kids to sleep, you put the kids to sleep. Come on, why would you deny your husband the good loving? I'm just saying. I don't think that women should be doing that. I'm not for that. The only reason I see that would be an excuse to not give your husband any loving is if you're sick. If there's something wrong, you physically cannot do it. Your health is declining and it's affecting that or something like that. That's the only way. But if you're healthy, you're thriving, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Or if there's things that maybe it's that time of the month or whatever y'all are comfortable with, because that ain't for me to say. You in your relationship, y'all determine that. But what I'm saying is, I think if there's nothing physically wrong with you, I don't think women should be denying sex from their husbands. I don't think so. That shouldn't be something you use as a bargaining tool. I just think that that's weird. And I think women who do that are just not physically attracted to their husbands. That's what I think. I just think you're not physically attracted to them, and you'll find any excuse not to do anything, not to do it. And it shouldn't be, I don't care if you put the kids to sleep or not. I mean, that has nothing to do with, getting to the business. I'm just saying. Once again, I'll say I think a lot of women put a lot of the stress on themselves. I think a lot of women, don't want to say what it is that they want a lot of times because they want to continue to have something to complain about. You want to make it seem as if you're doing everything and you don't get a break, and you can, complain about it and stress about it to make yourself look like a victim. When a lot of times all you have to do is delegate some responsibilities or get some help if you can. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments of this conversation, of this video, all of it. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that women should use sex as a bargaining tool when they don't get their way? I want to know your thoughts on that. Make sure you chime in the comments below, you guys. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.